here on WEEI, as he does each and every Wednesday, is Brian Scalabrine of NBC Sports Boston. He's brought to you by Shaw's and Star Market, perfecting the art of fresh, by John Sewer and Drain Cleaning, the name to know when your drains don't flow, and by findmassmoney.gov. Scal, how are we doing this week?
I'm doing well. About to get ready to go to the game. Pretty excited about this one.
Okay, so I don't know what you're hearing on Porzingis, but how necessary is he for the Celtics to win Game 3 and to win this series? If he can't go, how big of an issue is that?
I mean, I do think the series is a lot closer. I do think the team can win without Kristaps Porzingis. I think they can carry that injury. I guess what I'd be afraid of is, like, how hard we push Al. Because Al hasn't been, like, if you look at just his stat line, he's had a few games where he's been good back-to-back, but then he kind of has a drop-off. And Al's been great in Porzingis' absence. But, you know, if let's say we burn the next two, then it becomes obviously increasingly more difficult. But I do believe in this team and the versatility that we have. We are a better team. Whether Porzingis plays or not, he just seems like more of a cheat code for us.
Scal, of course, we and a lot of other people have been talking about Jason Tatum's shooting struggles through the first two games of these finals. What jumped out to me in the last game, and I know he was really good elsewhere on the court, but it wasn't just like these are long-range shots that aren't falling. He was smoking some bunnies when he was up at the rim, too. Is there anything to read into that you know, as a former NBA player would look at that and say, how does that guy not finish there when he's able to get into the paint?
So no, I don't think I believe that he will make some of those. So he missed 8 layups. That's a lot, right? He drove the ball. Here's the thing. So just to give you guys some perspective, right? Like SGA drives the ball. He leads the NBA in drives, point off drives, everything in the NBA that has to do with drive. He drives the ball around 19 times a game. Jason Tatum drove the ball 19 times in Game 1, 29 times in Game 2. So, like, I don't care what the result is, like whether it's 6 for 22 or, you know, he doesn't make a three. When he's attacking like that, and I think historically we would all agree if you watch Jason Tatum throughout the years, everyone wants him to drive closeouts and get to the basket. It seems like he can get by that primary defender anytime he wants. I'm just going to roll with him driving the ball upwards of 20 times, almost 30 times a game. I'll roll with that. I don't care what he shoots when he does. And, yeah, he did miss those 8 layups, so that can kind of change it. Let's say an average Jason Tatum at the baskets, I think he's around like 66% from there. So just if it was just a normal Tatum night, you know, he's making 3 more of those. All of a sudden, 9 for 22 looks a lot different than 6 for 22. And I think we're all good and living with that. And we're fine with the 1 for 7. But I just love his attack, and I'm fine. I think we win a championship if he continues to attack. And we can't dismiss like the amount of times he played 8 assists in the first half, 12 for the game. Like, he's playing some pretty good basketball right now, minus the bunnies that you talked about and minus, you know, like the 3-point shooting. But he's due for a breakout night. If he keeps that same mindset, we're going to be fine.
If Porzingis doesn't play tonight, Scalar, if he's done for the rest of the series, what's the biggest benefit that gives to the Dallas Mavericks? How do they sort of attack the Celtics differently if he's not out there?
Yeah, I think it's at the rim. Like, he makes some pretty remarkable plays where he can, like, jam up Doncic and retreat back and come back and block shots. Like, Doncic has been passing the ball pretty well. Even in Game 1, he had 1 assist. I think Porzingis erased like 3 or 4 shots or made guys miss at the rim a few times. So I'm really optimistic about, you know, the way that we were guarding with Porzingis. I mean, if you can guard Luka in the pick and roll, and it's not all Porzingis, it's also Holiday fighting over those screens, doing a great job with that. And then when he does dump it off, if you can, you know, take shots away at the rim, like, you're going to win a championship with this group. So I think, like, Al Horford has a little bit of that. He's really good on the ball, but his recovery is nowhere near like a 7'3" lanky Porzingis. So I think that's the place we'll miss him the most. And then offensively, it'll be interesting to see if Lively and Gafford have more of an impact. I mean, we can always move Al Horford above the break. And if he has one of those normal, you know, Al Horford nights when Porzingis is out where he makes like 3 or 4 threes, and we're going to be in good shape offensively. But I definitely think that rim protection, he could do things that most guys can't. I mean, like, you're talking about like a less than 5 guys in the NBA that could make those plays where he's in that drop coverage, challenging a Luka or Kyrie, and then being able to recover and block the shot.
Talking to Brian Scalabrine, NBC Sports Boston. He joins us every Wednesday here on Jones and Mego with Arcan on WEEI. Scal, what adjustments and you referenced some of it there, But what adjustments can Jason Kidd make in this series? Is there anything he can do to reverse course from these first 2 games in Boston?
Yeah, I think what I would do if I was him, there's a difference between running like a single pick and roll against Derek White or Drew Holiday. I would run a lot of double action. They're called stack action. And with that stack action, it creates a little bit of confusion. We run it. Sometimes you see Hauser end up getting a 3 out of it. It's for the big, and the guard sets a screen. The guard sets a screen on rotation, the big rolls. Like, I would run more action like that. I think he has to know at this point, like, single side pick and roll into ISO is not going to work. It's worked for them in the playoffs. It's just not going to work against us. So I would run sort of those doubles, put Kyrie in a screening action, have a big rollout. Like, that's the kind of action I think they're going to run offensively. Defensively, I think everything bases off Porzingis. Like, if Porzingis is not out there, just look for more help at the rim, less help off of the three-point shooter, less help off of Drew Holiday, less help off of Derek White. So I think that would be the answer. And then for us to counter that, if that is the case, like, Brown and Tatum will have to score more. Like, instead of them being facilitators, which they've done a good job of getting other people involved, those guys are going to have to look to be more aggressive, look to take mid-range shots, look to, sort of attack guys at the rim and finish through the contact.
I'm wondering how Kyrie Irving's performance so far in this series has measured up to your expectations, and if there's a way that you can see him breaking through in a different way when he's back on his home court tonight. So
my expectations for Kyrie, like, here's the misnomer here with Kyrie Irving is, he still has bad games. He played well at Brooklyn at times. I mean, there's a lot of stuff, all the other stuff, but it's just like when he had 9 points for Brooklyn, it was a big story. When he has 9 points for the Mavs, no one cares. So, like, he has off nights. I'm expecting a big night from Kyrie tonight. I'm expecting, like, anywhere between, like, 26 and 33 points from him tonight. That's what, I mean, he's a guy that, and people think, like, he can't handle adversity. I just don't think he's consistent enough of a player. I think that's his MO. And you can go all the way back to Cleveland. He has his moments, but sometimes there'll just be games in there where he's awful. And then he might try to freestyle and do it, like kind of break the offense just to get himself going. So when I watch him, I think our defense has been amazing against Kyrie, but he's a hard guy to hold down for a long period of time. And I think the Dallas Mavericks realize, at least I realize, I don't know if they realize, like, if they're going to win a championship or they're going to get this series back to even, maybe they're not thinking about, like, big term, just small term, like, let's just figure out how we can even it out or just win one game. I think it's through Kyrie Irving. It's Kyrie Irving being aggressive. He can do it. He's capable of doing it. He could be at times, like, the most dynamic player in the NBA. I've always thought he's inconsistent defensively. When he has to share that energy load defensively and offensively, I think he suffers offensively from that. But I do think that he's going to muster enough up tonight and have a pretty big night. So it's just how much attention we got to put towards him. If he starts going off, do we shift and take our focus off of Luka? But I do think he's the key. If we can hold him down to under 24 points, I think we'll go up 3-0.
All right, Scal, how's Dallas right now? Is there a lot of buzz for this game tonight, and how do you think the crowd's going to be?
I don't know. I have no idea. It's like you don't even feel it. Like, I've been to cities before. I've been to finals. It's just like you don't feel the buzz at this place. I don't know why. It's just like when you walk around, it's not a really, like, happening place. Everywhere I go, it seems like it's Celtics everywhere. Listen, I like Dallas. Dallas is a good city. Like, I'm a big fan of the city itself, but I just am not feeling like the NBA Finals vibe that I felt like when I was in LA or San Antonio or Golden State. Like, all those things had a much different feel than what it feels like here.
Does a small part of you want the Celtics to lose one of these next 2 games so you can get super hammered around TD Garden?
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, listen, those things could get dangerous. So I'm not going to root for Dallas Mavericks or anything like that. I'm rooting for the Celtics to win a championship. But, like, if we have a Game 5 to close it out, I would not be mad. Will you guys be at Big Night Live and I come swing by?
I think so.
Scal, I was just going to say, and you just answered my question. I was going to say, you miss us a little bit, don't you? That's what I was just going to say.
No, that was pretty cool. I like doing the face-to-face stuff is much better. I mean, I would enjoy that. So if it does happen, I wouldn't be mad, but we'll see how this whole thing plays out. I do want our team to win a championship, but listen, I was very fortunate to win a championship in the Garden. It's unbelievable to be able to win one and to do it in front of your home crowd. Yeah, I am feeling a little bit like that, but those things are really risky, especially with this Porzingis injury.
Okay, headline, Scal misses us. Brian Scalabrine, NBC Sports Boston. He joins us every week. We'll talk to you next week. The Celtics may be 18-time champions by the time we talk to you next week, Scal, so keep your fingers crossed.
Well, if it's on Game 5, I'll meet you on Monday, right? That's the deal.
Yes.
All right,
but
sounds good.
I'm saying they might have it wrapped up by then. We'll talk to you then, Scal. We appreciate it.